I'm a fan of the underground scene. You feel what I'm saying? Folks with the underground music, and we all gotta do our homework where it stem from. Unplug. And we about to get into this video right here. Plug the full story remastered. Let's see what it's talking about, man.
PLUGG is one of the biggest subgenres of hip-hop, and its influence is still downplayed like crazy. Originating with a sole group of producers, it's birthed in multiple subgenres itself and received countless mainstream
Shouts out to my nigga
There's so
Mexico
much
Joe,
history
man.
and drama surrounding it that just isn't talked about, so in this video I'm going to be doing my best to explain the origins, the pioneers, and how PLUGG has changed music forever. And no, you're not tripping, I did already make this
Corey
video.
Lingo. I haven't heard that name in so.
As time has gone on, I feel like I
I
could
haven't
have added
seen,
way
bro.
more and just improved the video overall, so here we are. I'll keep the old one up if you want to watch it, but this video will cover pretty much the same stuff.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. That whole SoundCloud era, oof, yo, bro, that was a time, bro. Mind you, I was probably around, what, 14, 15 around this era, so I was really like, I was in the loop, man. I was in the loop.
All that out the way, let's get into the full story.
I'm talking about like Rich Forever days, fucking, bro. But the list just goes on, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man.
The roots of PLUGG can be found in Atlanta, Georgia. The godfather of the genre, Zaytoven, would dominate the early 2010s, working with the hottest artists at the time, such as Gucci Mane, Future, and the Migos. In Zay's production, you could hear some of the
Yo, Zay is really one of my favorite producers of all time.
And hi-hats. But at that point in time, most people just considered that style of production standard trap. It wasn't until years later
I don't think anybody could fuck with Zay on the keyboard.
Sound into something new. Stupid Cool was born and raised in Orlando, Florida. His family, which consisted of his mom and two little sisters, grew up in a rough part of the city. His mom would play a variety of different music in the house, so he was exposed to a range of different sounds such as R&B and hip-hop. In high school, he played the drums and learned how to read music. And after being given a keyboard he made his first beat and sold it for $25.
Yo, I used to wish I had a laptop around this time, because I used to want to, I always wanted to know how to make beats. Especially plug type. Yo, bro, I used to be on GarageBand trying to make plug type beats. You know, GarageBand. I remember, yo, it bring back memories.
$5. After this, he realized he could turn music production into an actual career. From there, music became his full-time job. But Cool wasn't the only producer making Zaytoven-inspired instrumentals, and eventually, he would come across other producers who had a similar sound. In 2013, Stupid Cool would found the PLUGG group alongside fellow producers ASAT, Drop A Lot Music, and B-Plug 2. Soon, they would add 3 more producers, Mexico Dro, Polo Boy Shotty, and Corey Lingo. The group would later be renamed to B-Plugs, and they would begin using the iconic PLUGG tag.
These are the original pioneers, bro.
Track they produced. Naturally, people will begin to call the B-Plug style of production PLUGG music. The B-Plugs were a huge part of the early SoundCloud era, working with everyone from Kodak Black to Lil Yachty to young bands. One of their earliest collaborators was...
Yo, it's funny because I was having this talk with my homie. I was like, yo, Kodak is really an underground, like he was an underground rapper, bro. Yo, you really think about it, Kodak was really an underground mainstream.
Dallas, Texas. Diego caught the attention of Dro, and the two began heavily working together, even releasing a tape, PLUGG Lingo, on August 31st, 2015. Through their work on this tape, Diego would also begin working with Stupid Cool, which would lead to their own tape, Stupid Ice Volume 1. But out of anyone, it was undeniably the B-Plug's work with Playboy Carti that really put the group on the map. Carti would release his first PLUGG track, Smash Part 2, on December 2nd, 2014.
I feel like,
it was produced on Mexico.
I feel like underground is low-key the new mainstream, bro. Like, I felt like you will have mainstream artists trying to be under, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, it's weird, bro, but at the same time, I feel like mainstream is its own thing and underground. So I don't like how people are trying to blend in the two. I really don't, bro.
And the two would go on to make dozens of classic tracks together, such as Chill Freestyle, Money Counter, and of course, Broke Boy. So it's safe to say that Dro was a huge part of Carti's come up, and on the outside everything seemed great, But behind the scenes, trouble was brewing. You see, there was one small problem. Cardi never actually paid Dro for any of the songs he produced, which back then was pretty common for Cardi. So while Cardi was blowing up off those songs like crazy, Dro didn't see a penny of any of the streams. And eventually, he would officially cut off Cardi, pretty much ending an era. But as a result of his Cardi placements, Dro would begin to gain attention himself, and he would
Yo, as a
eventually end up
producer
becoming one of the big
myself, I low-key don't care for like an artist to pay me, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I kind of don't care, even though this is like, cause I don't look at it as a hustle. Like when I make beats, of course, you know, you could get money from this shit, cool, whatever. But as far as like, of course, I want to get paid, bro. But I really don't care to be pressing artists about money over. Like all I care about is the recognition and credit. That's all I really give a fuck about. Is the credit. The credit itself is all I care about. Don't get me wrong. I do care about the money too, but it's really not like my main like motive. Like I don't know. I really can't fucking put it into words because it's like some people gonna feel different, but whatever.
biggest producers of the wave. Mexico Dro was born in Georgia and he grew up in a town called Ellenwood. Like Stupid Cool, he grew up in a rough area, but he would learn how to use FL at a very young age. Although, in contrast to Cool, Dro didn't really have that much of a musical background, and he would basically just click stuff until it sounded good. Eventually, Dro became pretty experienced at producing, and he would receive encouragement from his friends and family to take it seriously. But unfortunately, at that point in time, Dro preferred the street life, and at age 17, he was arrested. After being released, Dro decided to take everyone's advice and give music a shot. He would begin uploading beats to YouTube, where they would rack up thousands of views, and he also started producing tracks for local rappers in the area. Eventually,
I need to log back in on my producer shit though, bro. I kind of, not to say I felt out of love with it, but like I don't know. I got ADHD, bro. Like I dibble and dabble to everything. Like right now, I'm in my drawing ever, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in my drawing ever. I dibble dabble. I take time. I live my life, and as I live my life, I put that into my art. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not like I really completely stopped making beats or I really fell out of love with it. I just take time from it because I don't want to feel like I don't want to feel I'm forcing myself to do it. I want to naturally just do this. Like if you get it, you get it.
By Rich the Kid, released November 17, 2015. The song would become a breakout hit for Rich, but not so much for Dro, at least not at first. Apparently, Rich had taken notes from Cardi, who ironically was featured on Plug, and he didn't pay Dro for the beat, nor did he even credit Dro for producing the song. This all resulted in Dro beefing with both Rich and Cardi, where in the end, Dro did end up receiving the credit he deserved, but only after he basically threatened them.
Nah, fuck that shit. These niggas is a bitch. I'm telling you, I need to straight up. That shit on God.
Yeah, this nigga really changed a lot,
I
yeah.
Bro, I ain't got shit to lie about. These niggas some bitches, dog. Yes, Playboy Cardi is a fucking broke boy. That nigga know he a fucking broke boy with his bitch ass. He can't buy no fucking beats. Everybody know that shit. Zan already know that shit. I'm riding with Zan right now. That bitch ass nigga can't even buy no fucking beats, nigga. That's our favorite rapper. That's our favorite rapper, bro. Fuck that nigga, bro. Nah,
yo, it's crazy seeing how this nigga changed.
That's why I made that little bitch ass nigga move out of Atlanta and Playboy Cardi move out of Atlanta. Nah, for real, nigga. That did that shit for real, boy. It's all good, bro. Cause when I catch y'all fuck ass nigga, bro, it's over with. Cardi.
Yo, shouts out to Joe, bro.
I'm beating your ass. It's over with. I'm taking your chain. I'm taking all your fucking money. Nigga, if Rich Kid, you ain't gonna come back to Atlanta cause you a little
wait, that's what that sound came.
Nigga, if Rich Kid's over with,
Oh, that's where that came from.
I'm taking all your fucking money. Nigga, if Rich Kid,
Y'all don't even know that tag, nigga. Nigga, that's where that came from.
Come back to Atlanta cause you a little bitch. But when I see your ass somewhere else, I'm taking your shit. You already know the fuck going on now for real, nigga. This shit for real, bro. This
Nickel, oh, that's where that came from.
This ain't no, man, fuck them nigga, man.
A year later, Dro would add another hit to his list with the release of Gas
Gas
by Lil
Up,
Kaniza
shawty,
on August
I need my
29,
hoodie.
2016. The song blew up thanks to various memes and vines and is currently certified double platinum.
This is that
As
shit.
I'm sure a lot of people have noticed, the beat for Gassed Up has a near identical melody to Plug. So what happened is that Dro, being mad that Rich stole his beat, basically decided to take matters into his own hands and screw him over by switching up a few things and making the gassed up beat. But instead, he accidentally ended up with 2 hits on the same beat. So in a way, he did end up getting revenge because Gassed Up obviously did way better than Plug, but still, I know Dro was hella confused when Gassed Up started going viral out of nowhere. Now at this point, Plug music was everywhere. It seemed like everybody and their mama was hopping on the Plug beat. Corey Lingo would work extensively with the late Fredo Santana in 2017, and the duo would release 2 projects together, Plugged In and Fredo Kruger 2. We also can't forget about Chinatown and his work with Thousand Man Fani, the most popular track being What's the Worst, which I'm sure everybody agrees is part of the SoundCloud Hall of Fame. Diego Money will continue going strong, releasing legendary tracks like Blue
I
and
miss
Green,
like
Block Shawty, as well as multiple projects with
as funny and crazy as it sounds, bro. I miss when everybody like all these rappers wasn't signed. It was in a real hungry era, really trying to make it. You feel me? Like the music now is cool, but it's something about that OG plug feel, bro. When everybody was hungry, it's just something about it, bro.
Stupid Cool and Mexico Dro. But unfortunately, this era would eventually come to an end. Mexico Dro, who at this point was pretty much the face of the wave, ended up being arrested in late 2017. And slowly but surely, Plug was no longer the trendy new sound that everybody wanted to be a part of. Even Cardi had already abandoned the Plug sound, opting to rap on Pierre Bourne production instead. It was all of these events that would lead to people starting to believe that Plug was dead. I like to call the era after the first Plug wave the sleeper years of Plug, because while on the surface it seemed to be dying, there were new faces and groups still making Plug that were popping up every day. One of the biggest collectives to continue the legacy of the OGs while starting their own wave was Surreal Gang. Surreal Gang is easily one of the most influential producer groups, not just in the Plug scene, but in the entirety of SoundCloud and the underground as a whole. The group was created by NYC-based producer Rob Surreal, who began his career in 2015. He started out uploading beats to SoundCloud and YouTube, which were a mix of everything from generic trap to Zaytoven. He would also release music of his own, even rapping on his own beats. As time went on, Rob would start to be heavily influenced by the beat
Where
plugs.
is Rob?
In early
Like, what is he doing
2017,
now?
he switched over to primarily making Plug instrumentals.
I'm
He would
curious.
get a handful of early placements, even producing an early Shoreline Mafia song. But his big break would arrive on May 1st, 2017 with the release of Murder She Wrote by TK. TK found the beat on YouTube, and he would actually
Come here,
FaceTime
bitch.
Rob
Oh,
to ask if it was okay to
oh,
use.
oh,
The song
oh.
would go on to become a hit with over 180 million streams on SoundCloud and Spotify combined. Another legendary Surreal Gang producer who would play a huge role during this period was Eddie Gianni. Gianni was born and raised on the south side of Atlanta in College Park. A friend of his inspired him to start producing and showed him the basics, and from there, he taught himself how to use FL and began making beats as early as 15, although he would only start taking it seriously after graduating high school. He started out exclusively producing for a friend of his, Flex Malik, and through him, he would be introduced to Slime Cito. After meeting Cito and producing a few songs for him, his career would really take off, and he would begin working with a bunch of different artists in the Atlanta underground. Gianni started out making regular Plug, but he would end up pioneering a different style of Plug with darker melodies and heavier 808s. But probably the most popular member of Surreal Gang and the most influential is Zangang. Much like his brother Rob, he would start out making Zaytoven influenced beats, eventually transitioning to a more classic Plug sound, and he would actually end up getting a few collabs with Stupid Cool and Mexico Dro in 2017. But more than anything, Zangang is probably most known for his contributions to the most popular subgenre of Plug, Plug and B. Now I don't want to get too into Plug and B because I'm actually planning on making.
Yo, it's funny how many subgenres stem from Plug, bro.
About it similar to this one, but through Zangang's work with artists like Summers and Corey Lingo and furthering the Plug and B sound, he cemented himself as one of the greatest producers of all time in my opinion, and I would put him on the same level as the beat plugs in terms of impact. But of course, you can't really talk about the next wave of Plug without mentioning the man himself, Cash Cash. Cash, who was raised in Atlanta, started out in 2017 sending beats to random artists. Much like everyone else, he was a fan of the beat plugs and would take heavy inspiration from them in the beginning. Eventually, his efforts paid off and he would get his first major placement with famous Dex on Dex's song Stop It. He would begin working heavily with underground artists like Lil Zelly, Baby Goyard, and Texaco. But it was his songs with Slime Dollars that gave him some of his first attention, and from there, he would become a major name in the underground. I'm sure if you're an active SoundCloud user, you definitely heard his
I really like to use Cash
tag multiple times. Some other important producers and artists during this time period
Top-
were Lil Vinci,
top 10
SGP,
tags too.
Zanman Shadi, and Cape the Goat, just to name a few. But although all of these artists and producers were keeping Plug alive in the underground scene throughout late 2018 to 2020, to the
And I like
mainstream,
how everybody back then had their own swagger, bro. Like, I feel like nowadays, a lot of producers sound the same, bro. And it's like when you try to be different, they try to label you mediocre. They because you're not meeting the standard of everybody else. Like, bro, I don't want to sound like you niggas, bro. I got my own shit going on. Fuck.
Sign was pretty
They try to
good.
downplay niggas who be trying to be different, bro. I hate that.
Until it received the ultimate cosign from the most
And when I mean by they, I mean like niggas who really have no voice, bro. The thing with the internet, bro, it's like internet shit make everybody feel like their opinion really matters, bro. In real life, bro, your opinion don't fucking matter, bro. That's why when niggas be like, yo, like, nigga tell me my shit trash or some shit, nigga, I don't give a fuck what you say, bro. Your opinion do not matter to me, bro. Your opinion, nigga, your opinion don't matter to me, bro. Like, that shit be pissing me off, bro.
unlikely source.
Cause
In
who
2020,
Cause I really be wanting to know who do a lot of niggas be like niggas be having a couple thousand subs, couple thousand followers. Hey, the fuck voice. Like, how are you, bro, in real life?
Drake would release his mixtape Dark Lane demo tapes, and I'm sure everybody was surprised when they clicked on the 12th track on the project from Florida.
And then you know what? That was be having me weak too, bro. Like, maybe the niggas with no type of placements. Or I won't even say no type of placement, because placements really don't matter, bro. Like, placements don't matter. But I mean, like, you just really a nobody, and you just be having so much to say, bro. It be getting me tight, bro. It be a lot of niggas in the Discords. That's why I'm bogging, like, I'm bombing like that, because be a lot of Discord ass niggas. It be these Discord producer niggas, bro. Telling you, they be thinking they ain't fucking on top of the world. Who are you, bro?
Love, and they heard the
Plug.
tag. The song was produced by Mexico Dro, and it turns out it was actually recorded in late 2017, which makes sense since we know how Drake likes to hop on trends. But it was still a surprise that he ended up officially releasing it. But technically, this wasn't Drake's first time hopping on a plug type instrumental. I'm Upset, released in 2018 on
Yo,
Drake's
this
Scorpion album, is pretty
this is kind of what I was saying. Like, mainstream artists trying to bleed into the underground scene. Don't get me wrong, it's cool, but you know what I'm saying?
much a plug beat and everything from the classic snares to the drum patterns. It was also produced by working on Dying's
And I don't like how
OEM.
niggas be like, yo, Drake always hopping on the track. I feel like Drake just be kind of just paying homage of, wait, I don't want to say Drake be and hop.
Who's another legendary SoundCloud producer. So shit, I guess Drake really is more tapped in than we think. But only a year
Cause I seen
later,
some
in
shit with Drake hop
2021,
on like a
Plug
sexy
released
drill
Sexy
beat, and niggas was like, yo, this
Revival,
nigga Drake
newer
always want to
SoundCloud.
hop
Artists
on
like
the
Cash
wave.
Downey would go viral on TikTok with this song's reparations and Look in the Mirror, both of which use the more traditional Plug style. His debut album,
You gotta
Epiphany, was
understand, like, motherfuckers are artists. I mean, it's like the trend shit. Like, y'all gotta stop, bro. Let people work, bro. You gotta think about it. These are artists. Stop trying to bracket them into one thing, one category. Let motherfuckers work. But I kind of contradict myself in a way because, like I said, it be mainstream artists trying to bleed into the underground shit. And you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. I get it.
really all Plug, and the project would do pretty good numbers. Other artists like Jades, Z, and many more that, not gonna lie, I just don't feel like listening right now.
What the hell
would
happened to
also go
Jades?
viral with their Plug interpretations. Even Plug and B
Ever
would
since
start
that
going
shit,
up as well,
with the
rappers like
shorty,
Summers and Autumn
the
starting
case
to
and all
blow
that,
during
he
this
just
time. In
disappeared.
addition to all the newcomers, rappers like Bluthpack Mookie and Tony Snow would also have Plug tracks go viral on TikTok. With all of these songs blowing up, Plug will slowly start becoming popular again. And there's a lot you can say about the 2021 wave, but we have to give credit where credit is due. They were a huge part of why Plug gained
I'm
relevancy.
bugging on Margins and Baby
In the
Santana
present
lookalike.
day, although not as big as it once was, Plug is definitely still alive and well. Dro himself started releasing music pretty consistently, and it's really good in my opinion. Stupid Cool and Polo Boy Shotty just released some solid tapes if you want to check those out. Corey Lingo is continuing to advance the Plug and B sound alongside newer artists like Lil Sean. There's also prods like Perk 40 and Bullymon, two of my favorite producers at the moment, who have their own wave going on. Their beats include crazy 808s and melodies, but at the core is, again, the OG Plug sound. All of this, in my opinion, is why
Man.
Plug will never truly die. As long as we
Plug
have
would
artists
never
and
die,
producers that
bro.
are constantly experimenting and changing
Plug
things
would
up,
never
the sound
die.
is only
Plug
gonna become
never
more
is
diverse
dying.
and widespread. So as you can see, the impact Plug has had on music is insane. I'm not gonna lie, SoundCloud need to cut all
Hey,
the
the
OG
best thing
Plug
that
prods
ever
a check
happened.
for everything they've done for that app, because a playlist ain't cutting it. Side note, that Plug playlist is actually trash. SoundCloud, if you watching this, please hit me up, because that intern or whoever
Hold on, let me
got
see some artists that's in here though. They got Pasta Fly going. Okay. Hey, yo, CKB, he's tough. Really fuck with.
running it.
Yeah, I feel like Pasto Flacco is slept on, bro. Oh bullshit. I'm from the town, so I really like want Pasto, bro.
They're completely clueless. But that about wraps up this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. Like I said in the first one, I really only made this because
A lot of
although
niggas
I
who
appreciate what SoundCloud
still
tried to do with
working.
their doc, they brushed over a lot, so I thought I might as well just fill in the gaps. But thank you to everybody who left feedback on the first one. I tried to make sure I included everything I left out initially. I think I covered everything important, but if there's still something you think I didn't talk about, then feel free to comment. But overall, if you enjoyed, subscribe, leave a like, all that. I really appreciate it. And with that, I'm out.
Nah, yeah, man. Like I said, man, Plug will never die, bro. Plug would never die, bro. And there's so many subgenres from Plug. It's so many sounds to this day that a lot of niggas don't understand. A lot of these sounds, a lot of these beats stem from Plug, bro. The heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? This is the vessel. Yeah, y'all gotta do y'all homework, man. Like, shouts out to Mexico Joe. Shouts out to all the producers that really brought this wave to life, bro. Real, man. Yeah, man. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that. I'm gonna hit y'all with a new fucking video tomorrow. I might drop this shit tonight. Yeah. Okay, I'll drop it tonight. I'll drop it right now. And right now, 2 in the morning, 1:53. I'm gonna drop this shit right now. Y'all already know what to do.